Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is podcast 30. Welcome in, Mike. How's it going? Good to have you back. Not like
good.
Not like we ever have this without you, but
Oh yeah. Good. Thanks. It's not episode 30, is it? I thought it was 17.
where did you see episode 30?
I thought you said podcast 30.
Podcast 30. like beer 30?
Oh,
Yeah.
podcast clock. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I was,
Podcast 30
man.
30 o'clock.
Man, I was off.
Why does this week feel like it's been longer? Because it has been longer. It's Labor Day weekend. We've had a good long weekend. If you are working one of them gross full-time jobs, hopefully you've got a weekend off, or Monday at least, if you didn't get Friday off too. Yeah. But yeah, it's Labor Day weekend.
Yeah. Happy Labor Day, man.
Yeah, happy Labor Day as well to you. I have fun facts actually about Labor Day. That maybe you didn't know. I thought, I don't know anything about Labor Day. But threw my phone on the ground.
Yeah, same.
I don't know anything. I just know that it's another one of those holidays. It's one of those. It's like, why are we here though? Labor Day is widely considered to be the end of summer, even though the official end of summer isn't until September 21st. And I need everybody to quit pretending like it's cold enough to wear a hoodie, or that it's cold enough to eat or drink pumpkin spice lattes. It's not that serious. We're not there yet. Hold on a little bit longer.
Yeah. I think I concur on that one.
I don't know why I have such a deep-seated feeling about people starting things before it's time. Like, like when people, as soon as Halloween's over, people are like, it's Christmas time. I'm like, wrong. It's actually Thanksgiving. You're missing a whole holiday.
And it's actually still Halloween.
And how dare you skip past Halloween so fast?
Oh man. Yeah. Bro.
Let it be fall.
I wish it was fall.
It's just I would much rather prefer it to be fall. Oregon was the first state to celebrate Labor Day in 1887 as an official legal holiday. The rest of the states followed in 1894.
Oh wow. Okay.
They were like,
didn't know it was that old.
Yeah, apparently Labor Day is an old holiday. Grover Cleveland.
Dingus.
What?
Dingus, stop rubbing it in our face. Dang it. Yeah. He said nights are getting chilly up north.
Yeah, don't brag about it. Jeez. There was a
Hey, put a fan and send it down here, please.
On the 28th of last month, my mom sends me an article that there was a surprise snowstorm in Glacier Park, and they had to rescue people off of the roads because it was a lot of snow. So they're already back into winter.
Jeez.
But
they have a different kind of no fall as opposed to us.
Yeah,
where we have
the fake fall,
just ice.
Yep.
Yeah. It seems like they just have okay, now it's winter.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed that day where it was 65 degrees.
We just have summer until January.
Yeah. Labor Day weekend is one of the busiest and most dangerous days to travel during the year, which is kind of crazy. I didn't know that.
I've heard. Is it Labor Day or Memorial Day? That's the national moving day, or unofficial moving day.
A moving day?
Yeah, a lot of people. I know the time frame between the two. Most people move during that time, but I can't remember. I think one of them's I guess it's the first one's the start of it.
Sure.
Sorry.
I didn't realize that. Labor Day is widely considered. Wait, that's the wrong one. The concept of not wearing white after Labor Day came from the upper class returning from vacations and storing their lightweight summer gear for the season. So I hate that so much because I just read that.
Sure.
So The reason I can't wear white after Labor Day is because some pompous windbags came back from Spain and decided to put up all their white clothes.
Yeah, I hate that because as much as I am a fashionista, so I don't wear white past Labor Day. But for that reason, makes me mad.
It's like we've been living a lie because the upper class told us to.
Right, because somebody wanted to be bougie, and they're like, "Oh, the upper class doesn't wear it anymore." It's like, listen. I'm mad.
I wear every color all the time.
That's fantastic.
Glover Cleveland was instrumental in making Labor Day a national holiday that celebrated the workers. In September of 1882, New York City Union decided to have a parade in order to celebrate their members being a part of the Union, and over 200,000 people attended.
Very nice.
Here's another thing that's absolutely just stupid. Labor Day marks the official end of hot dog season for most vendors for the year. Between Memorial Day and Labor Day, Americans eat roughly 7 billion hot dogs. Jiminy Christmas.
That seems a little low.
I think we can bump those numbers up. Have we taken into account all the hot dog eating competitions, or?
So I'm guessing that's when summertime's like when that hot dog competitions happen.
Sure.
Right. So I'm guessing that's why. But I know my family, we eat hot dogs year round. So
turns out you can eat a hot dog whenever you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat a hot dog in my white pants, in the middle of
And I'm gonna get mustard on it just to spite people and not clean it out.
There you go. Howdy, Mary the Dingus.
What up, Mary Mrs. Dingus? Hot dog with chili?
With chili, without chili, I don't care.
Freaking put them hot dogs in mac and cheese. I don't give a flying fart.
Ooh, yeah. That's one of my dad's favorite cuisines.
Bro, that's best poor people casserole I've ever had in my life.
Oh man.
Chili feels like a fall dog. Nah, chili dogs at ball games, chili dogs at the pool, brother. Microwave hot dog nachos are my dad's fave. Hot dog nachos? I can see that.
Interesting. Dude, actually, speaking of by the pool, I went to go see Kevin today.
Yeah.
And he cooked up some hot dogs and hamburgers, and we celebrated at the pool.
Right on. At his apartment.
It was tight.
Big guy.
Really good hamburgers and hot dogs.
Kevin's fell into his dad duties of the grill master.
Yes, he did.
Perfect.
Yeah, and he's doing well. Good. Not to doubt Kevin, but I'm like, he's a young dad. I don't know how good he is going to be at this. Doing great.
Freaking killed it. I knew Kevin could do it.
Killing it. Yeah.
Never doubted him for a second. I'm fighting for a fall hot dog. How's everybody doing? I also didn't mention Dingus with the first. My man came in screaming fast. I think he was smoking his fingers had to have been a little bit warm getting in here that fast.
Bro.
And then Maggie with the
second. I don't
understand it. This man, I think he sits there and just like spams the refresh button until it shows up.
I guess.
But Sexy Bigfoot, welcome in. Dingus, welcome in. Mary the Dingus, welcome in. And everybody else that's watching, whether you're on YouTube or you're on Twitch, we're glad to have you. We're the guys you trust through the drink. Welcome to podcast episode 17, season 2. I'm out of fun facts for Labor Day. But
no, those are great. I love it.
I played Minecraft today. I went and labored in the mines and found Bat's secret house. I stole his diamonds. I was like, hey, if this is someone that I don't know, I'm taking their stuff. I don't listen. I'm paying for
the realm, right?
I'm paying for this realm. You're good. Payment is due.
He needs his taxes.
I'm taxing you. This is the government. We're taxing you on your stuff. I'm gonna take 15% of everything you mine. Yeah.
And all diamonds.
And every diamond. They're all mine. I'll give them back to you. I'm a generous man, but
they're going to the head base. That's fun.
So I played a little bit of that.
I was with Kevin whenever the sound went out with like who the heck made this,
Yeah. I was like,
I think we're being invaded.
What the hell? Was literally flabbergasted. I was like, this has got to be some of the coolest, like, randomly generated stuff I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
But it was not, unfortunately.
Bro, that's you sent me a horror mod
Dude.
for Minecraft. Bro, I might wet my pants if that was in the game.
We just may have to make another realm on the PC version of Minecraft, because I'm pretty sure that's the only one you can play it on.
Sure.
And play around with some of these realms or some of these mods, because that's freaky. That's freaky.
And not tell anybody.
And don't tell anybody. Yeah. There's just I want to see a horror mod. I'll show it to you. It's wait, hold on.
Also,
I might be able to pull it up.
We need to do it like to where it does not happen often. Like the like rarest incidences, because then like if what you sent me showed up, but you know we'd been playing for a week already, and nobody else had it happen, nobody would believe me. I'm like, guys, stop mining the walls. Nobody
would believe you. They're in the walls.
Oh my gosh, absolutely terrifying.
Hold on.
Because Minecraft has that kind of weirdness about it, to where it takes almost nothing and it turns into I don't know what's happening right now, like a terrifying experience.
Yeah 100%.
Oh man.
Okay, hold on, I'm gonna see if I can show the horror. Where's the where's my messages? There we go.
If the music wasn't there, I don't know, it would be even scarier.
I don't know how big this will be.
Sure.
Oh.
That's very fair.
It's gonna be small.
Oh,
there we go. Okay. Let me pause the music here. It's very quick, so be paying attention. Lean in.
Really want a cave and some iron, but you know, sometimes we can't pick and choose what we get. If there's a cave when my pick breaks, I'm gonna cry. Oh! Holy fucking shit! What the fuck? Oh, nah. Oh, nah, we're never going caving ever again.
And that's it.
Can't do it.
So I forgot that there was profanities there, so sorry if you were not prepared.
Oh, no.
That would be creepy. That would be scary as frick. I think I might even get jump scared a little bit there, because cave mining is one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna go do this because it's pretty low key, especially strip mining. All you do is like the most all of a sudden thing that can happen is like lava starts to pour in, but it's usually like here's lava, and then it's like now it's pouring in because it's so slow.
Right. You got
a
second.
If that thing goodness. When did strippers start mining?
I know,
right
you think
around,
it'd be illegal because they're minors.
Yeah, right around. Jeez. Frick me. Well, I don't know what to say after that. Goodness, man.
Man.
Yeah, I think right after they stopped child slavery.
Man. No, yeah. Well, strip mining doesn't work anymore.
Not really, but it strip mining helps you find the caves to where you can start.
Yeah. So it works not in the right way.
Right. It works in a roundabout kind of a way. But yeah, man. How did you do anything else this Labor Day weekend, or just chilling?
Yeah, went to go see the new Alien movie with my nephew.
Yeah.
It was man, if you're a fan of the Alien movies, like, go see this. It's made for the fans. It's a really good Alien movie.
I've yet to see an Alien movie.
Yeah, I would suggest not watching it because it wouldn't make a lot of sense. I've seen two of the Alien movies, and they were actually kind of important ones for this movie.
Yeah,
but it was that movie Prometheus. I don't know if you ever heard of that one. And then the first Aliens, but great movie. The special effects were insane.
Nice.
The horror, I wasn't that scared, but I don't think it's because the horror wasn't good. I'm just not too scared of the like character or the enemy alien design.
Yeah.
However, at the very end, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's kind of a everything follows the same path as it always does.
Right.
But then there's like a new variant and they set it up right. I have trouble like walking through my house at night because of how creepy this thing was. Because I watched it with my nephew, and then a friend of mine who is a big fan of the series, and my friend and I were both like, "Oh my god!" Like I literally let out a "ugh!" Like, what is that?
Yeah,
it was creepy. But I had a really good fun time with it.
Nice.
Yeah, good time.
Very cool.
So yeah, good.
Very cool.
Good job. If you like aliens,
if you're into the Alien, I played an Aliens game.
But
I have not played.
It was a fun time.
Or I have not played the movie. I haven't watched the movie. I never really got into the whole horror genre, and of course, this probably has to do with my upbringing. I was never really like exposed to any of that. But yeah, I don't like, if you like watching horror films, go for it. Like, I'm not out here trying to tell anybody not to, but they're just not for me. I don't quite understand the thrill or the high.
Well, a lot of times, like, because you and I are pretty into gun culture.
Yeah.
Like, how many horror movies would be solved if they were at all competent with a firearm?
Almost all of them.
You know what I mean?
Just about every single one of them.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like there's a little bit of dissonance where it's like, okay, well, if you had a gun like you're supposed to, like,
clearly this is not in America.
This is exactly why you carry a gun.
Or it's in California. I don't know, one of the two.
Oh man.
But yeah, man. Actually, while we're on the movie topic, let's jump into the movie of the week. Which was Troy. Troy was our movie of the week.
Yes.
It followed. We picked Cali Isn't Real America. It really isn't sometimes. We picked this one to follow The Gladiator, which was last week's movie. Justin and I talk about this often in Criminal Minds. Yeah, if Criminal Minds would be a less exciting show if the people had guns, if they were armed. Heather, welcome in.
Heather.
Welcome in. Also, with that first Biddy badge, just notice that.
Heyo.
But so we watched Troy. First impression of the movie was good. I enjoyed it. The story was pretty good. The battle scenes were pretty good. Not to victim blame or anything, but you wouldn't have been killed if you had a gun.
Right.
But the battle scenes were pretty good. It obviously not the best. I don't think it was the best battle scenes I've ever seen. It's hard to compete with movies like Lord of the Rings and some newer movies. Big Bitty Monday. Let's go.
Miss Heather D.
Nice.
Cheers.
Wait, hold on.
X100. Big Bitty Monday.
Big Bitty Monday, she said. Thank you so much, Heather, for those big old mommy milkers. So Troy is set in Greek mythology. Yeah? Or
a weird hybrid of Greek mythology and
slash history.
Greek history.
Yeah.
Weird one.
Where the Greeks fight the Trojans. And, this goes to show how much I actually know about history. I thought the Trojans were the ones that built the horse.
Yeah. I did too.
Because it's called the Trojan horse. So I figured that the condoms, they Maggie was sitting there watching in the first scene where it showed like the city of Troy, and I was like, this is where they make the condoms. I thought it was the Trojans that made the horse and sent it in, but it wasn't. Also, if you're familiar with Duralius and Associates, I did not realize that they used so many or they used several inspirations from this movie. I had to pause.
I think it was the other way around.
I had to pause the movie and laugh for a second right at the beginning when he was like, "Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else?" And Maggie's like, "Why are you laughing?" And I was like, "There's Leslie."
Oh my gosh.
And he sits there and beats a guy and then starts screaming, "Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else?" So that gave me a pretty good giggle. And then I couldn't stop thinking about the Trojan horse, about when they were sitting in the horse and like half of the people die in Duralius and Associates.
They just kept dying because they wouldn't bring it inside.
Yeah.
Bro, I got so happy with all the references for Duralius and Associates.
Was there more that I missed?
Let's see. Brad Pitt's character was screaming for Eric Bana's character. What was his name? Not Hercules. Hector, thank you. He was started with an H. And he's just screaming Hector. And they used that in Duralius and Associates for Titanus.
Oh my god!
He's like,
I remember that. Names, and he's just out there yelling for forever. Names.
Yeah, he has like a hoarse voice by the time he comes in. Names.
Yeah,
and then also when Titanus is about to kill Neebs, he says the line of like, "I'm gonna cut out your tongue and eyes and ears, and you will roam the afterlife, deaf, dumb, and blind." And he's like, "I don't think that's how it works." And then he gets the drop on him. Oh man, I loved it.
I missed those. I caught the first one. I was like, this is exactly. They took it word for word. Exactly. Is there no one else? So apart from that, that little comedy it wasn't a comedy movie. This isn't a funny movie at all. I realized while watching this movie, I don't like Brad Pitt.
Really?
I'm not a Brad Pitt fan. He's
I didn't like him in this one.
He's like maybe at least just in this movie. In this movie, he is the white version of Dwayne the Rock Johnson with like his with his like excuse me, with his like smolder face, like his stoic looking off into the. I'm just like, bro, are you playing? I can tell you're playing a character. Like you're like you are not this person. You're Brad Pitt playing a character right now. But also I think
he's gotten way better than this.
I'm sure he's gotten better. But I thought this movie was older than The Gladiator. With a lot of like the camera work where they like zoomed in. Did you see that part?
Yeah. Yes.
I was like,
the physical zoom in.
There was not a single.
Like from the 60s.
There was not a single zoom in the entire movie, and then it's a zoom in right on him. Was that Sean Bean?
Yeah. Was it Sean Bean? I think so. It was when Sean Bean met. With Brad Pitt. Yeah.
Anyhow, I was like, man, this would be a really good movie if it was made before, like later,
by a better director,
or with better special effects or something. What was this movie rated? I can't remember. Was it R?
On IMDb?
Yeah.
Oh, I believe so. I think it was R.
There should have been way more gore, I think. They forgot to spend their money on fake blood because there was zero. Also, the after he fights all the way up to like the temple and like kills all those dudes in that second battle scene you see him in, he had not a drop of blood on his face. Blood all over his helmet, on his chest plate, and then he takes off his helmet and he's completely like blood free. So there was little things like that I noticed that I was like, man, they could have really bumped the production value of this movie up. Can't harm the smolder. Yeah, he had to take his helmet off and look off into the distance, do the 100-mile stare. Right.
Yeah, no, I noticed that too. It was a lot of, I don't know how old the director was, but it was a lot of older filmmaking techniques that by 2004 had kind of been out of style for a while.
Sure.
I don't know if he was trying to bring them back or what. But yeah, like the zoom in, hand crank zoom in.
I for sure thought this movie was made in like 1998 or something, 99, something like that.
I could see that. And especially with Gladiator coming out before.
It was 4 years older. And the Gladiator had way better like camera work, special effects, all of that stuff. But also when Achilles kills Hector and drags him back to his camp, he has a spear in him,
has an arrow. Yeah.
And then when he gets to the camp, he doesn't.
Right.
Which
they must have taken a hard turn.
I guess you can. Point. Yeah, I was like, I guess you can say that he like rolled over and the spear got ripped out or something, but
right. But they didn't show it.
They didn't show it. So I was like, there's a little continuity error there, but all in all, without all being the nitpicky, like looking at every little detail, really enjoyed the movie. It's definitely right up the alley of like dude movies, I guess. I think if you were to like make a list of dude movies, that would probably be on the list.
Do you think this is more of a dude movie than Gladiator?
No,
I don't think so either.
No, it's way more. There's way too many shirtless dudes in this movie to be.
Bro, freaking Orlando Bloom fit as heck.
Yeah, he looks like a turd. I don't know why I hated his face in this movie.
Okay.
Hated his face in this movie. Both girl movies.
Bro.
Also, what's up with Orlando Bloom and he's always got a bow? Like,
yeah, no.
Did he go straight from this movie to Lord of the Rings, or which one was first?
No, Lord of the Rings was his first movie.
It was his first. They were like, "Hey, give me a bow," because I just did like a bunch of movies and I need a bow now.
It's hard for you to see him as Legolas. Oh, you poor gal.
She hasn't seen
this before.
Yeah, like she's only seen the first Lord of the Rings, and that was back earlier this year.
Yeah. Oh man, that's rough. Okay. Dude, so I was watching the movie, I was enjoying it, and I remember hearing some stuff about like, this wasn't that accurate to the story. And the story itself is essentially propaganda and like a lot of mythology with it. But I looked a little bit into the Iliad, which this is based off of, and man, this is such a dumbed down version of that story. It's kind of annoying. I think it works, but man, this is the skeleton of the story compared to what
it could have been.
Because like I was learning stuff and I'm like, okay, so this character's motivation makes so much more sense for them to do this. And, everything that happened had so many reasons behind it.
Yeah.
Compared to what we saw and what was in it. And I still enjoyed the movie. I liked the battle scenes. They're like, we got to cut out this explanation for most of the story to focus on his smolder. It was just kind of annoying from that angle, but I could still enjoy it by itself. We have to cut out the entire storyline.
The storyline is Brad Pitt.
I'm definitely going to be reading and or listening to the Iliad after this.
Yeah, I'm interested in listening to it as well.
Yeah, because it's show everyone's butts.
There was a lot of butts
We
in
need
this
more
movie.
butts.
There, the director's like, wait, how many butts have we shown already? 3. Put another one in
Only
there.
3.
Stick another butt in there.
Brad, get in there.
Brad, take your pants off. Get back in there. Show him your cheeks.
Just as a baseball slap as he walks by.
Pow! Just. If you look closely in scene 4, when you see Brad Pitt's butt for the first time, there's a small handprint where
That's from the director.
where he got slapped on his booty cheek. Yeah, lots of booties in this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I feel like booties were. Was that like I feel like that time period of movie, like to early 2000s to like late 1990s, the first BBL propaganda. I feel like there was a lot of butts in movies.
Yeah, no, because everyone has a butt, so you can show that.
Sure. But like bare butts, I suppose. Like A Knight's Tale. There's butts in that movie.
Yeah, no, for sure. Sorry, not everyone has a butt.
There are some people that don't
Am I
have
misled?
Some people that don't have butts.
Okay, well, I understand some people don't have cake like Kevin, but I think everybody has a butt.
I guess if you are from the waist down, you would not have a butt. I saw a dude skateboarding that didn't have a butt. I don't think he looked like just a torso.
Sure.
He looked just like he was just a torso.
So I mean like male and female. That's what I was alluding to. Not,
butts are
that
are both genders.
Yeah. Let's see. Also, this was so this was in between stupid.
As being stupid.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Let's see. Also, that's what I was gonna say. This is in between Gladiator, almost smack dab in between Gladiator and 300.
Yeah.
And I'm like, both of those, I think, are kind of way better.
If I had to rank all of them, it would definitely be Troy in third place. I might even say 300 is in second place. I liked Gladiator.
I think in terms of quality, I think so. Because like 300 was, I don't know, it was very influential, but not in all the best ways.
Yeah, it had a lot of slow motion and blood.
Right. But it had like a good amount of it and it was so stylized.
It fit the movie for sure. Yeah. It wasn't like out of place.
Right. Whereas, and then Gladiator, it's like you don't expect to see too much slow motion or too much digital blood because it's very practical.
Because it didn't need it, yeah. Also, the part where Achilles got shot in the Achilles, hilarious.
Well, that's why it's named that.
Right.
But I mean,
I get why he got shot there. That's part of the story, but like, it was definitely that whole scene. You could have took it out, and it was.
That's another thing.
It was terrible.
So, his death scene isn't in the Iliad. He gets shot through the heel, and then in the sequel to the Iliad, his funeral is talked about.
Yeah,
but there's no like definition for his death.
Yeah, because like he doesn't die. Okay, tell me the. Pardon my ignorance here. What's the Greek mythology portion of Achilles? Like he's invincible.
He's invincible because his mother dipped him into this pool that gave him everywhere the water touched him, gave him invincibility. but she held him by the heel to do it.
Gotcha.
So the heel was only. I'm
Lies.
paraphrasing. But it might be the river Styx. Is it the river Styx?
It is a weird way to hold a baby.
That is very weird.
But if she would have held him by his head, that would have been way less cool.
Jeez, you scared me, Heather.
So, okay. And so because he got shot in the heel, then he became mortal again.
I think, man, because they didn't know about infections.
Because a heel shot's not a killing blow.
I don't know, because I was told when I was way young that it was because of infections, but they didn't know about those back then, or maybe they did. They didn't know about germs, but they knew about infections. But that's how I knew it.
It's where all the main arteries are.
Sorry. It's basically the head. It's the head of the foot.
It's the head of the foot.
But yeah, unless he like bled out, which
Yeah.
I mean, if it won't heal, you can bleed out.
Sure.
I have my and I have been saying that heal. But yeah, I'm not sure about that. And like I said, it's way more interesting in the freaking book.
In the book.
And I know that's a stereotype that the book is better, but even the little tidbits that I learned today, I was like, this is so much better.
Yeah, and like I guess his death scene, he gets shot in the heel, right? Like right through the Achilles, and then stands up and slowly walks towards Paris or Legolas.
Yeah. Parallax.
And then just takes another 3 arrows to the gut. Super.
So yeah, that's
super chill.
Yeah, that makes that makes your question make more sense.
Hardly phased whatsoever. And then has a whole conversation with after he just got shot 3 times in the chest and then ripped those arrows out, except for the one in his heel.
Right.
And then falls over and dies.
Yeah. No, your question makes a lot more sense just because of the movie. It's like he got shot in the heel, so he's lost his power of invincibility.
Yeah, like
apparently
it broke his invincibility, and now he can just get shot.
Yeah, that it doesn't make a sense. But I think in the I feel like this movie was so like Hollywoodized.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, because it makes more sense in the book. You know, if Legolas isn't there and he's like far away and gets that shot.
Yeah.
Or if he's aiming for that shot, kind of makes like more sense of him being defeated but not dead.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Brad Pitt's an indie only actor that what?
Yeah, he doesn't play in anything big.
Yeah.
Also, the entire movie, I thought the whole movie, I thought there was going to be a big battle scene. He was going to fight somebody, and they were going to like do some cool spin move and cut his Achilles. And then it was going to decommission him, and then they were going to get the killing blow. I was kind of disappointed when it was just like a couple arrows. Also, another thing that I laughed at, which I thought the director could have caught and done a little bit better, was the part where Orlando Bloom's character gives that random kid the sword of Troy. And he was like, as long as, and keep in mind, the entire city is burning and their home is destroyed. Okay. A lot of people are dying. He hands this kid this sword and is like, as long as the son of Troy has this sword, we have a chance to rebuild or whatever. This kid's smiling. He's like stoked to have this sword while his entire home and everyone he knows is being murdered. I feel like the director could have maybe been like, all right, cut. Bro, can you look a little bit more serious when you're getting like you're not getting a Christmas present here, brother. You're getting the sword of Troy. Like this should be
The last of your city.
This is the last piece of your city that is going to survive. Maybe put a little bit of like respect on its name, you know? Like you're not getting a lightsaber. You know what I mean? Like that was I was just like, what?
Like,
this kid did terrible. Come on, man.
It's like the kid, like, how did the kid know how, like, important that sword was? You know what I mean? Because they didn't build it up at all.
Yeah.
Maggie's got a fair point. Who cares about that? He got a sword from a prince.
Yeah, he was stoked.
Like, fair. He would have to know who the prince was, which, I mean...
He probably did.
But if he was a freaking bricklayer all his life, maybe not. Maybe they did set it up earlier, but yeah, you got to do some more setup where the kid knows who he is and knows what that is.
Right.
But I know where you're coming from with this, and it's not from the movie. It's from Skyrim, where all the blades of Whiterun suck.
Yeah.
Compared to like what you get.
Yeah. Like, here's a random sword. Take it.
Yeah,
it's really powerful.
Here's a sword that's like 2 grades lower than the one you're currently using. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Thanks.
Jarl?
Thanks for the table for the paperweight. Appreciate that. I'll put this in my house. Not straight to freaking what's that guy's name?
I want to say Balthazar. It's not Balthazar.
Something. I wanted to say Boromir, but it's not. Straight to the market.
Also,
sell that thing.
Yeah. I'm going to sell it for cheese.
Yeah.
Also, Boromir plays Odysseus.
Yeah.
And he's also the narrator of this movie. And in 300, Faramir plays the narrator of that movie.
Wait, say that again? Who's Faramir?
Faramir is his brother in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, right. Sean Bean's in both movies.
No, the brothers are in both movies.
Oh, it's a brother of Sean Bean.
Faramir is the brother of Boromir.
Oh.
Yeah.
I get you. I got it. Sorry.
Fun times. It's all good.
But yeah, I was like,
I do think Josh would be heartbroken about it.
It kind of ruined the ending of the movie when that dude was like, "Oh, sick, appreciate it, thanks."
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm so excited,
bro. You put a frown on that face, brother. You're holding like your limping mother. She's probably injured.
It's like, oh, is this gonna help rebuild my house, there, Prince?
Yeah. Because also, the prince didn't go off and die or anything. He could have totally kept that. Yeah, they could have left that whole part out, and it wouldn't have made a big difference.
And to your point, the prince is the reason the city's burning. So if the kid did know who the prince was,
F this guy. Hey, he should have stabbed him right there where he stood. Give me that.
How about
give me that thing.
Service?
This is all your freaking fault because you couldn't keep your willy in your pants. Man. Also, it makes sense why the Trojans would be named after a condom. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They were just very they were into it.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
But also, yet another thing, he just seems like a giant horn dog in this movie.
Yeah.
But in the book, it's like there's prophecies and like so much stuff that build up to that.
Right.
It's crazy. Oh my gosh. But
so they really just were like, hey, steal this wife, and then it's not that big of a deal. But then it's a big deal. But then it's not a big deal. And then she's in the movie the whole time, and you're like, what is, huh? So
why are you just standing there?
Listen, if you don't look at any of the stuff that we just talked about, it was great. I loved it. I would watch it again.
I definitely would watch it again, actually.
but I
pretty fun.
Definitely think if this movie would have been made maybe 6 years later,
or just by a different director,
or by a better director, it would have been a top tier movie. It would have been top tier.
That's something I kind of want to get into.
Yeah, get into
it. The writer of this also wrote, is one of the notorious writers of Game of Thrones.
Oh,
so, I don't know if you know this, but Game of Thrones.
That's why the ending sucked.
Well, that's why the writing sucks. The Game of Thrones is like really great until like the last 2 or 3 if you're harsh, but definitely last season.
Yeah.
But the last 2 seasons, like the worst parts of it were parts where the 2 writers had to come up with their own story. There was no book written about it.
No.
So they were kind of exposed for being frauds because all they do is take great stories and
Make them worse.
make them more what do you call it, digestible.
Yeah,
they cut it into
movie-atized.
sections better. Yeah. And so whenever I saw the credits that this guy did it, I was like, oh, this all makes sense now, because his thing is make a great thing lesser just so it flows as a traditional movie
Yeah.
or traditional
And
show.
he didn't even do that as good.
Yeah.
All in all, I'm going to give this movie a 7.5. It definitely could have been a movie that's in the 9s. Had the writer been better, had the director been better, had it not felt
better.
like a movie that was made 5 years prior. It felt like an old movie. I was like, man, this has got to, like, I thought it came out in the 1990s.
No, I see that.
And then I found out, because like I asked Maggie, I was like, when did it come out? And she looked it up and it was 2004. And then 2000 was when Gladiator came out. I was like, damn, I would have swapped those for sure and thought that Gladiator would have came out way later.
And see, I talked about Gladiator when we were reviewing it. I was like, now that I realized it was 2000, I thought it was much better.
Yeah.
And this is what was coming out in 2004. So it's so ahead of its time.
Way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
But all in all, good movie. I enjoyed it. I'd watch it again. I feel like it's quotable.
Oh, definitely quotable. Yeah, for
sure. If nothing else, it inspired Duralius and Associates and gave them some jokes. That was worth the whole thing. That was worth the whole movie.
Oh man, that's such I totally agree with your point, and I shouldn't.
I had to pause the movie at the beginning because I was like, that is so funny. Anyhow, so I gave it 7.5. What do you got?
Oh man, I was gonna give it a 7.25. Legitimately was gonna give it a 7.25, but the fact that we wouldn't have Duralius and Associates without I think it inspired them. So I had to give it a 7.5. Same as you. I should give it lower, but I can't. I love Duralius.
Duralius and Associates gave Troy a higher rating. And if you haven't watched Duralius and Associates, go watch it on YouTube.
That's so much better than this movie.
It's hilarious,
especially for the price.
It's free, 100%. There's 50 episodes. It's great.
And they did it on shoestring budgets.
And even shoestring. And you'll get the Screaming Cock reference in the stream.
Yeah. There you go. Let's see. So next movie will be done by suggested by Brandy. We did Flashback. Her next suggestion was the Peppa Pig movie. Did we make a no kids movies rule?
I'm not watching the Peppa Pig movie.
Okay, good. Then she also suggested a movie. She just said Eli, and I'm not sure if that's a Book of Eli or if there's a movie called Eli. So,
here's a question. Heather asked me this today, and I'm not sure. It's the movie I Care a Lot. Is that on the list?
I Care a Lot?
I Care a Lot.
When was that? That sounds really familiar.
She posted it.
Heather suggested it?
Heather suggested it on 5/30/2024.
Okay. Well, we can move it around, but it's after Brandy's.
Sure. No, I didn't. She asked about it today, and I had not an answer for her.
I think that's the one with, what's her name? I'm so sad that I don't remember her name. She's one of my favorite actresses. She was in Gone Girl. Oh, yeah. Very good timing, Maggie. Yes, I love her. because she was in a terrible movie, but she acted her heart out.
There is a movie called Eli. It's a horror film.
Oh, interesting. Rosamund Pike. That's what her name is. She's also in Pride and Prejudice, or Sense and Sensibility.
In a nutshell, intense, thrilling, and terrifying. I don't know if I want to watch that.
I don't know if you have a choice on this one. It's not a kids movie or a musical. You can watch it with the lights on.
It's got a 5.8 on IMDb.
So yeah, it's a horror movie. Horror movies have the craziest rankings. They're like comedies where it's like people will find things scary or not scary and funny or not funny.
Yeah.
So the ratings are all kind of crazy.
Horror movies are def in game. Okay.
Man.
So we'll have to
got better horror
clarify
movies.
Book of Eli, Book of Eli, or just Eli. We were talking about your movies, but we're not at next week.
Oh yeah, we were talking about it for a second. Yeah.
Is Heather next in the list?
After Brandy, yes.
So I Care a Lot is not this week, but next week.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will watch it alone.
I'm very interested to see I Care a Lot because I do like Rosamund Pike.
I don't know who that is.
She's a main character. She plays the main character.
What was I going to say?
I don't know. I'm looking forward to those movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The other day, me and Maggie were in the store and we came across the international aisle where you can get like salsa and freaking like more authentic Mexican stuff. It's like your little international aisle. And I haven't seen in a lot of international aisles a British section of the aisle. And I walked past it and we saw some cookies that are British. And I was like, I'm going to get these and try them because they also have really stupid names. One of them's called a Tim Tam, and I don't know if you've ever had. It's like a wafer covered in chocolate. It's got caramel in the middle. It's really good. That one's not as crazy sounding. But this one is. I haven't opened this one, but it's called a Jammy Dodger. And if that's not the most British
rival game to the Peaky Blinders,
if that's not the most British sounding freaking food ever, a Jammy Dodger. So I'm gonna be trying those at some point. I just wanted to bring that up that I found them.
Yeah, that's cool. I thought Tim Tams were okay. So, Tim Tams are Australian.
Maybe they were in the British aisle.
I heard about that. I heard about that from Neebs Gaming. They talked about it.
Oh, Tim Tams?
And then I was able to have it at Outback Steakhouse. They had a Tim Tam Sunday thing.
Ah.
And it was pretty good.
Why does raspberry have a P in it? Because it's raspberry.
Raspberry. Yeah.
Raspberry.
Why are they raspberries?
Why do the snozberries have snozberries in it?
A guy ate a raspberry and he was fine and then just turned into RFK.
Got really horsed. He got bronchitis from friggin'
we'll call those raspberries. Oh man.
They're like Knott's Berry Farms ones. I'm gonna be honest. I don't frequent the cookie aisle all that much. And you would assume that I would. But I'm gonna give one of these a try. That way we can give them a look here. Maybe they're called a Jammy Dodger because there's not a whole lot of jam in them. Is this two of them stuck together? I think so.
Because we can't get the jam on top of these things.
The jam said, "Weave." These two are stuck together.
I'm gonna be calling somebody a Jammy Dodger.
Or no, they're not stuck together. That's the whole cookie. It's supposed to be 2 layers.
Oh, that's cute.
It's got a little heart in it, and there's a little jam in the middle. It smells like It smells like
A
cardboard.
jammy dodger than a dodgy jammer. How is it?
These things are more crumbly than a Nature Valley granola bar.
Oh, geez, really?
I just made a mess. It's very dry.
Because when you got all that rain in England,
Yeah.
they need some dry cookies.
Do you dip these in tea? We need somebody that's representative of England. Are these better dipped in liquid leaves or what?
Probably, right? Does it taste like anything other than raspberry?
There's like a little bit of raspberry, but the cookie itself doesn't taste like anything.
Huh. Cookies are always...
That's a jammy dodger, isn't it?
You jammy dodger!
You jammy dodger. That's just got to be a slang.
Right?
Got freaking jammy dodger all up in my chair.
Yeah.
That's
what we used to call the Irish back in town.
Reddit says they are grossly dry. Yeah. You know how they say you can't eat like 7 or I can't remember the actual number. Maybe 10 saltine crackers in a minute.
Oh.
I don't think I could eat like 4 of those in 1 minute.
Jeez Louise.
It's like it's very dry.
Yeah, I think your lips are chapped because of how dry.
Yeah.
They chapped in real time.
They crusted over in that little bit of a time.
What would you dunk that into if you could? Chocolate magazine says poor excuse for biscuits. You jammy dodger, you're a poor excuse for a biscuit. Chalky milk, that's what I'm wondering.
Maybe some chocolate milk. Honestly, like tea, probably. They probably dip them things in tea.
Okay. Get some sweet tea in there.
Yeah. No, like warm tea. Terrible with gravy. Yeah, not these biscuits don't belong in gravy.
No. Yeah.
And I listen. I don't think these are actually British. Okay, I think these are the Americanized version of Jammy Dodgers because if you look underneath raspberry, it says flavor shortcake cookie. And they don't call cookies cookies in the UK. They call cookies biscuits in the UK. So they gave themselves away.
Yeah.
And then on the package it says no nasty stuff. We're jammy enough. And the humor of this package is just as dry as the cookie inside.
Yeah. Check out what Maggie just
shortcake cookie with flavor apple jam filling. Raspberry flavor apple jam.
Oh.
Whether you're a fan of Doctor Who, Roger the Dodger, or just like a good cookie, Jammy Dodgers are delicious accompaniment with a cup of tea. Yeah.
See, and they call it a cookie too. I wonder. Interesting. I wonder if that's translated.
What's going on with the British? Are they? They can't have our word. They can't be me like, oh, this is a biscuit, isn't it?
Yeah,
a biscuit, right. And then decide, hey, we're gonna name this a cookie now.
We're going back. That's what they did with freaking soccer.
They want to be us so bad. I know. I saw that.
That irritates me so bad.
You hear about that?
What they called it soccer?
They called it soccer.
First?
It was an abbreviation, and then the U.S. was like, "Hey, we like this game. We'll start playing soccer." And then they were like, "Actually, we're going to call it football," and then didn't tell anybody about it.
We started playing football, and they're like, "Actually, that's our word." It's like, no, you changed your word. What are you talking about? Oh, that gets me mad.
Yeah.
Oh my
Gets them riled up. Don't get them riled up, everybody. Calm down.
Yeah, because all the time, ooh, there's no football.
Yeah, it was your word.
Football,
Soccer's your word.
Jammy Dodger, you know that?
Shove a Jammy Dodger up your Freaking
Yeah.
Tim Tam.
Just dry up, you little. Can't say that.
They want to be us so bad.
So bad.
But yeah, Jammy Dodgers. They're that's it might even be good with a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have them for breakfast. I don't know. But we saw those and thought that would be an experience. Cool. But I got to go back and try something like a little more different, I guess. It's just a Jammy Dodger really like the name of it was like that's one of the most British things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, you had to get it for that.
It's a sticky willy wooden, isn't it?
That's what you get to wash down your
sticky willy chicken fliggin bliggin sniggin biggin. Rig it.
Be careful.
I got close.
It's British. It didn't
Try
count.
Vegemite. Ooh, from Australia, the real salty stuff. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I will.
Have you tried it before?
No, I've never had it. Actually, that's a lie. I think Janelle brought some home. She went to Australia one time, and I think she brought some home.
Oh, really?
That's a good stream try. It's been a good run. I know. I said a lot of stuff right there, Sergeant Dingus. I don't slow that down or reverse it. Dude, have you seen those people that can talk in backwards? Talking backwards like it's a friggin'
they're called dyslexic.
They talk backwards. I know you're one of them.
Oh man, I don't think so. Maybe
they can like they go out on the. It's like a street performer kind of thing. I've seen a couple of them where they're like on the road. They're like, "Hey, give me a sentence," and they'll say something, and then they'll say it backwards into their phone, and then play it forwards on their phone, and it sounds exactly like it.
Just start off with a slur and go on a diatribe, but like so it plays backwards, and they're like, "Oh, this is pretty good," and then it just ends with a slur.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But I feel like that could be what was back in like World War II where they were doing the messages in Cherokee or whatever. They could just have
Navajo.
Yeah, Navajo
Code talkers.
They could just have they could have code talkers, but it would be backwards talk. My sister can talk backwards. Prove it.
That might be. I like that idea, but that might be easily decoded if they're just like, "Wait, have we put it in backwards?"
This sounds. Some dyslexic person's on the other end. I know exactly what they're talking about.
This makes perfect sense. Sing songs fully backwards too. Interesting.
That's crazy. Wait, so she does the melody backwards and everything?
Oh, there you go.
She can. I'm a witness. Okay, I believe Mr. Dingus. Not that I don't believe Mrs. Dingus, but I need at least 2 dinguses to be for sure about.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
It takes 2 dinguses.
Oh shoot.
Sorry. Believe all women. Sorry, I should have. I
believe all women dinguses.
Lady dinguses.
Lady dingus. That's another biscuit from Great Britain.
Yeah, a lady dingus. That's a lady dingus, isn't it? I'm late for my 2:00 tea with my lady dingus. I need to dip it in the tea and.
Give me one of them Madame Dinguses.
Governor.
Yeah. I was looking at that backwards. I was like, "Oh, is this a backwards one?"
Same sister used to run on all fours and bark at cars in her front yard too. So there's that. Oh God.
Whoa.
Am I allowed? Wait. So I have questions, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to ask these questions. She was really bored. How old was she at this point in her life?
That's what Maggie's asking. Yeah.
I don't want to offend anybody, but also
27. Man, I think I know where you're going, but I'm worried that that I don't know what you're saying.
Should she be checked in somewhere?
Like a Hyatt or a functional facility?
They are waiting way too long to type a 2-digit number.
Maybe she was 100.
Or maybe she was a 1-digit number. Hopefully it's a 1-digit number. No, she's fine now.
Oh,
that's funny. That's crazy. She was a young teenager, don't remember exactly. Does she happen to compete in hobby horsing?
Can she go into churches without vomiting? What?
I don't know if Maggie was laughing at me or you, but she was laughing, and I heard her in the other room. My niece did that when she was a kid. Had a whole tail and fur vest. Oh, goodness. Is everybody aware of what hobby horsing is, where it's like the stick horse and they jump over hurdles?
Oh, okay. Now I know what you're saying. Okay.
Emmy used to have it on video.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Dang. I was giving so much of a benefit of a doubt with that. But yeah.
So she doesn't bark at cars anymore, right?
Or is she paid to?
But she still talks backwards. I feel like we need to start a talk show of where people come in and just tell us stuff, and when we just have to ask questions back. No and yes.
Which
so
one?
She can still talk backwards, and she does not chase cars anymore. That's great. That's great. Well, best of luck to your sister. Maybe we need to get her on the pod and have her have her talk backwards for us.
I love it.
Praise God. Praise God. She's been delivered.
Praise God.
That the furries didn't get to her.
Yeah.
She had to dodge those ones.
Dodge the furry allegations.
Dodge the furry allegations. All right. I do have some weird news.
Sure.
What happened to the music? There we go. I don't know what happened to my breaking news thing. No. It just plays the music now. It disappeared.
Interesting.
Anyhow, breaking news. Welcome to the Weird News outlet. Your home for everything weird and news. My name is Justin Sheely. This is Michael Mahaffey. First up, fallout from NASA's asteroid-smashing DART mission could hit Earth, potentially triggering first human-caused meteor shower. And I screen grabbed this one because Mike likes space, and I needed to know from our local space/meteorologist, Michael Mahaffey in the field, his opinion. Is it set behind your overlay in OBS? No, I don't think so, but I need to. It's in the transitions, and something happened. There was an update or something. Millions of tiny space rock fragments may be on a collision course with Earth and Mars after NASA deliberately crashed a probe into a faraway asteroid 2 years ago. A new study reveals that celestial shrapnel, which could start hitting our planet within a decade, poses no risk to life on Earth, but it could trigger the first ever human-caused meteor shower.
So, interesting. It would be really good to know how big those chunks are. This is why... So this reason right here is why Armageddon, the movie, was not a good idea to deal with a asteroid. Because you can hit it, blow it up, but then you might not blow it up into small enough pieces to
really do anything.
For our planet's natural defenses to do anything. However, from the sound of it and what I think they did, it's not... Those chunks are not big enough to deal damage.
That they pose no threat. It also says that it could hit our planet within a decade. So we're going to forget about this, and we're never even going to...
Yeah.
Some nerd will be like, hey, tonight's the night in however many years from now.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's interesting.
Listen.
And it will be the first man-made cause. Well,
That's what it says. And they hit it.
besides Sodom and Gomorrah.
Well, there you go. Gosh dang it. There is that. There was that. Some people are still salty about that one.
Lots of wives.
Yeah.
No.
And if you
So,
don't
that's very
get
interesting.
that joke,
Go to church.
get your Bible open. Anyhow, did you have more to say about the space?
No, it's that's very interesting. Like I said, probably won't cause any big damage. It happens in a decade. So conspiracy minded. I don't have my helmet with me, but maybe they're telling us this now. That so people will forget about it and forget that the meteor shower that wiped out most of humanity was caused by humanity. But
Yeah.
no, this has no reason to be that big. They didn't blow it up. They just, I think, landed on it.
They shot
Right.
it said a dart. They shot a dart into it, which 2 years ago. So it's been happening for a while.
Yeah, interesting. Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Yeah, so you can be looking out for that there, Mike. Listen, influencers are great. They influence a lot. I hope to be one day. I feel like I am a small-time influencer. However, sometimes it goes a little far. A baker makes bread dough on a plane, apologizes after backlash. You might have seen a video of people cooking elaborate dishes in their cars, but recently a vlogger took its trend to new heights, literally, by making bread dough on an airplane. In a reel shared on Instagram, she documented the entire process during her flight, explaining how she passed the time while en route to Spain. The now viral video kicks off with the text, "Making sourdough bread on my flight to Spain." The vlogger then shares her motivation, saying, I want to surprise my sister with a fresh loaf of bread. She begins by mixing water, starter, flour, salt in a large bowl, then kneads the dough, applying the necessary pressure. After covering the bowl, she allows the dough to rest for a while, and later showcases the dough's progress to the camera. She carefully stretches and folds it, noting that she slept during the bulk fermentation stage. However, the video quickly drew thousands of negative comments. It was on Instagram, so in response to one of the initial criticisms, the vlogger replied, "Lesson learned, thank you for letting me know, I'm sorry." In a follow-up reel titled Part 2, she reflected on the experience, writing, #Mile High Sourdough Club won't be a thing. I was trying to be creative after seeing another creator making pasta in flight, but thanks to your comments, I learned this was not a great idea. I am very thankful for the people who shared their feedback in a kind way, but it is okay if you want to hate on it. I had good intentions. We had this bread for dinner the following day, and it was great. I am loving exploring Barcelona and visiting a few of the best bakeries here. I'm assuming that I don't know why they backlashed on the bread. It says she slept during the fermentation stage, which leads me to believe that it stank up the plane.
Okay. Yeah, because she didn't bring an oven. And
she probably was in first class, if I had to guess.
Yeah, that's the person I'd be sitting next to is kneading bread.
Bread fermenting doesn't smell bad, but on an airplane, I don't know. I'm watching the video.
Yeah, this is kind of weird.
Maggie's watching the video.
She didn't have. Wait, so what was the amount of yeast that she had with that?
I have no idea.
Okay, because I know. What is the combination with yeast that can cause explosions? Or cause heat, at least?
I have no idea.
She
She ain't in first class. Did she have the person sitting next to her record?
Other than this being like silly for clout.
Yeah, I'm not
I don't
sure
understand why
the hate.
Yeah, it is Instagram, as you said. So, yeah. And
listen, let's just be clear. If you're not aware, don't post things on Instagram. No, let me start over. Post whatever you want on Instagram, okay?
Yeah.
But be prepared to go viral for not the reason why you posted the video. Send you a YouTube link on Discord. I can't open a YouTube link on Discord confused right now. Mike is on the screen.
I mean, you can put me away if you want to
send it. You have it. It's an Instagram reel. Send it to me on Instagram if you can.
Are we? I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Other than the Instagram backlash.
While we wait for that, I will skip to the next one.
Sure.
Brazil's Supreme Court will issue fines up to $8,874 a day to anyone using a VPN to access Twitter. Brazil's Supreme Court has announced that using a VPN to access X, formerly Twitter, in the country will result in fines up to $8,874 per day. Elon Musk, the platform's owner, criticizes the decision on X, calling Brazil's leadership an oppressive regime that is afraid of people learning the truth. This action follows a warning from Brazilian Supreme Court Justice Alexander de Moraes, whatever his name is, who threatened to block X in Brazil if a legal representative wasn't appointed within 24 hours. The ban was enforced and will remain until X names a new representative and pays the fines of violating Brazil's laws. The conflict between X and Brazil has been ongoing, with X shutting down its Brazilian office in August 17th after de Moraes threatened prosecution for not complying with orders to block users. This is part of Brazil's border effort to combat misinformation about the government online, which leads me to believe that the government is probably pretty corrupt, and people on X were posting some things, and then they said, "Hey, you need to silence these people," and then X, which is Elon Musk, said, "Frick yourself." They can put whatever they want on there, and they said, "Okay, well, no more X." That's my guess.
That seems like a freedom of speech violation.
And then
but they probably don't have it.
They probably don't have that. Elon Musk tweeted or X'd. What do you call that? The oppressive regime in Brazil is so afraid of people learning the truth that they will bankrupt anyone who tries. That was his tweet.
Well, that's a crazy situation. I am curious. I don't know what's going on in Brazil, other than, historically what happens in Brazil.
What happens in Brazil stays in Brazil, is what I've heard.
Maria is going.
What happens in Brazil goes up my nose. But that's very interesting, because I'm wondering what they're trying to hide, or what the information is that's trying to be spread out.
Okay, here's the video of the lady making sourdough on a plane. Hold on. There we go.
And she gets on the flight to go there, and she's thinking, it'd be great to do for my sister. Welcome her, or greet her, rather, with some fresh sourdough bread.
Well, she's going to have to get off the plane, and somehow... She wants to greet her with the bread?
Yeah.
A little late. She's already on the plane.
You would think so, because she has started the process to make the sourdough bread on the plane, and she's actually gotten in trouble for it.
Wait, what? Really?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know, because to make sourdough bread, it is a long process. You have to start 2 days before you actually want to eat the bread. You have to start it and mix the sourdough starter together and fold it. It's got to ferment, and then it's got to rise, and then you bake it. And so she started this whole mixing and folding process on the plane.
Yeah, well, she's on an international flight.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense because she can pass the time making this thing. But they didn't like it?
They did it. They were mad at her. She's getting in trouble for it. But, like, she had to get through security somehow with the stuff. I don't know how, because...
Well, what stuff did she need? There's no liquid. It's not liquid.
Well, you got to mix it with water.
You get water on the plane.
Oh, true.
Yeah, because you can get bottled water from...
So nobody really knows why she's getting in trouble. People just...
Huh.
That's not the original video, so I don't know what the comments are saying. Maybe she took it down. I don't know. I don't think the airline got her in trouble. I think it's just Instagram comments that are blowing her up.
But it just proves doesn't stink. Huh. This is so...
Yeah, interesting.
It could be the Instagram comments just being Instagram comments, and people actually think it's hate. Like that one gal who turned her comments off on all of her Instagram stuff.
Who's that?
She makes like really corny dad jokes.
Oh, she turned off all of her comments?
Yep, been off for a while. In fact, I follow another channel that just reposts her stuff and has the comments enabled.
That's crazy. Dude, people had some crazy comments on her stuff.
Oh, it was crazy.
Like pee in my mouth.
Literally crazy.
Like some crazy stuff.
And that was more of that's the one we can say on here.
That's the most PG one I can think of. Next up on the news here is Miami, Florida. If you're not aware of where there's Miami, Oklahoma. We're not talking about that one. Miami, Florida is the rudest city in the U.S. Now, I'm going to read this list, and then we'll talk about it. But I obviously have seen all of these. I don't know who made this list. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, well, I guess right here. A recent study by Preply, at Preply, found that Miami tops the list of rudest cities among the 46 largest metropolitan areas in the United States. The survey evaluated behaviors like lack of self-awareness, rudeness towards service workers, and not acknowledging strangers, identifying a tendency among Miamians to be loud in public, disrespect personal space, and show a general lack of consideration for others. Interestingly, the study also pointed out that native Miamians are perceived as ruder compared to newcomers, practically in areas like downtown, or particularly in areas like downtown Miami and Brickell. What do you think? Do you agree with these rankings? Now, here are the top 10 rudest cities according to these people in the U.S. Charlotte, North Carolina is considered is number 10 on the list. Its rudeness score is an 8.11 out of 10, I'm assuming. Long Beach, California is the 9th rudest city with a rudest score of 8.18. Las Vegas, Nevada, rudeness score of 8.21. Memphis, Tennessee, rudeness score of 8.28. Boston, Massachusetts, rudeness score of 8.35. Oakland, California, at number 5, rudeness score 8.67. Louisville, Kentucky, rudeness score 8.72. Tampa Bay or Tampa, Florida. There's a couple or 2 Floridas now on the list. At number 3, rudeness score of 8.88. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, rudeness score 9.12. And to top the list off at number 1, Miami, Florida, rudeness score 9.88. This is out of 10, I believe. Yeah, a 1 through 10 scale of how rude people are. Now, I'm not sure. I have not been to all of these cities, nor have I spent a whole lot of time talking to any of the people in these cities. I'm not sure exactly how they quantify how rude people are. They said a little bit about people's self-awareness and rudeness.
There's also a proximity thing, right?
People get up on your business. The top comment says New York not being on this list tells me enough not to trust the data.
Yeah, no kidding. New York City?
You would think New York City would be, like Manhattan would be on the list somewhere.
Philadelphia and Boston makes sense.
Yeah, because that's northeast.
Yeah. But then again, I don't think too many people in Boston get close. They just yell at you from across the street.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It says that it's also based on acknowledging strangers. It may be because in New York City, if you look at someone, they are going to talk to you, but not in a way that you really want them to.
Right.
You will be acknowledged, but it may be for them to throw trash at you. I'm not sure. Charlotte, North Carolina. I've never been to Charlotte, North Carolina. I don't know. But I feel like that should fall under Southern hospitality. But to be honest, I don't know.
I know a bunch of people who have been there and really liked it. So
they wouldn't say that it's the top 10. It's the 10th.
I don't think so.
Rudest city ever.
People I know who have been there multiple times. So I don't think they would go if that was the case.
Long Beach, California makes a little bit of sense.
People in Long Beach. Yeah,
I feel like that would be people would be very like snooty. Not your best
snooty
friend.
Or crazy.
Las Vegas. Yeah. I've been to Las Vegas. I didn't feel like anyone was rude to me. I don't know. Memphis, Tennessee. I don't remember the last time I was at Memphis, Tennessee. Boston, Massachusetts. Oakland, California. I've never been there. Louisville, Kentucky. I've been to Louisville, Kentucky. That's where they make baseball bats. But I don't know if I would say that they were rude. I can't remember. I don't remember having a rude experience there.
I wonder what time frame this was taking place, because the two things like proximity and like acknowledging strangers. Because whenever I'm out, I don't really acknowledge strangers. I just keep my head down and just kind of walk.
Like I don't need to look at everybody that I see and be like, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Hi.
So maybe that's something we're not seeing with these, because we're just like, I'm letting you have your own personal thing, and I'm gonna
somebody's taking that as rude.
Yeah,
it's also very opinionated, I feel like, because something someone might have done to you, they're like, oh my god, that person's so rude, and then you're like, I mean, actually that wasn't really rude, they were just like stating a boundary, or like they just did something you didn't like, and so you got upset about it.
Right. And I'm like, if this happened in 2020, we're talking about an opposite like engagement distance issue. Because then if the closer you are, well, I guess it's the same distance issue.
Midwest is just passive aggressive.
Midwest is like,
you are, oh, sorry.
I would think that was really. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, didn't mean to get up all in your grill there, bud.
That's really interesting.
So yeah, I thought that was an interesting list. I didn't expect it to be Miami, Florida. You know.
Yeah, Miami. That's
a lot of people go to Miami. I feel like that's a hot spot, but maybe not. I don't know. Never been there.
I can maybe see the personal space one there. If you want personal space and people are just getting real close.
Right, but it's
Maybe.
like if you're at Miami, it's a very busy area. So if I'm coming from Kalispell, Montana, and then I go to Miami, Florida, I'm like, man, no one gives me my personal space. It's like, that's because in
Right.
Montana, if you spread everybody out, everybody would have like 10 acres around them.
Yeah.
If you took
At least.
every person and you separated them by 10 acres, nobody would be able to touch each other. Anyhow,
Yeah.
that was an interesting list, I thought.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's all my weird news that I have for today.
Very nice. Yeah, good timing too, I think.
Yeah, we're right at the 1 hour, 33 minutes. Listen, does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns? Now is the time to speak, or forever hold your peace.
Yeah.
Keep your hands in the vehicle at all times. Keep your seatbelt fastened.
Man, this episode might cause me the most amount of like, I need to look into this, like between the movie and the list. That's very interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin.
Kevin has concerns. You can send those to www.nobody.
My butt. Oh,
But anyhow, thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate you guys. Another great podcast. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hope you guys did
was
too.
love the engagement.
We will be back. Beautiful times commercial. We will be back next Monday, I believe, right, Mike?
Yeah, it should be.
Next Monday, we'll be back. The movie is Eli, I believe.
Eli.
Heather with the 100 friggin'
Miss
calcium
Heather
cannons.
D cheered. X100. Love you mean it.
I don't know. How many more
Shoot.
biddies do you have? I'm just kidding. Mike, are you down to after party?
Yeah, need to do some setup. We mining.
I'm down to mine if you're down to mine.
Yeah, I'm down. I haven't played all day, so
I haven't played all day. I need to. Mike's. I need to mine.
I haven't played in 30 minutes. I need to go.
Do a line of coke and get on the mines. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Heather, thank you so much for them fat biddies you be
Yes.
dropping into the chat. I appreciate you a whole lot. I truly do. And I appreciate everybody that's watching, everybody that lurked, everybody that was just chilling, anybody that's over on YouTube. Appreciate you for watching over there. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Have a great week. We'll see you back here Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern Time for some Ghosts of Tsushima. Yeah, we will. We'll see you then. Love you, mean it. Stay hydrated. Stay hammered. Stay healthy. We'll see you next time. From the guys you trust with the drink. Peace out.